Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Chop Shop for the remainder of RWA's Hype TV. I am joined by my broadcast colleague, Rob Massey. Rob.
I still can't believe it.
You know what, man? Not only am I shocked at the fact that you wrestled the match, but you're here to call the rest of the show with me, buddy. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Apparently, I owe a big debt of thanks to you for an assist. I was
you were there for me,
Green
buddy.
Street.
You were there for me at a time when I needed help, and glad to return the favor.
Oh, get it. Oh, good. Good. Now the Irish Warrior is glaring at me.
Just don't make any sudden movements.
I'm not going to. I had enough with Dante. But at least I can say, at this point, it's over. I would assume.
Well, I mean, one would imagine. But who knows?
Getting back to what we do, which is broadcast excellence here on this table. And no, this is not JR alongside Jerry Lawler. Though I'm pretty sure you like girls that are like 14, 15, 16.
No comment? Folks, we've got one-on-one competition between the Irish Warrior and the man who's making his way out to the ring, Shady Shay Cash.
And you know what? For both of these competitors, Shady Shay Cash and the Irish Warrior, probably the toughest challenge that either of them have had to face in recent months.
I would agree. You know, IW, he's been on an absolute tear since he's been back. Hasn't lost a match. But Shady Shay Cash, as you can see, he's a man of rather large stature himself. He's not that much smaller than IW.
No, I mean, IW's got probably an inch and a half to maybe 3 inches, depending on which convenience store he's leaving. Nice. But I'd say probably weight-wise, very close to maybe a 10, 15-pound difference. Bell being called here by senior official Steve Mosher. And both men lock up, collar and elbow.
You know, Irish Warrior is not used to really having like stern competition here, but he is in the ring with former Whaling City Commonwealth champion. Shady Shay Cash is not an adversary to be taken lightly.
I think we've seen that with Shady Shay Cash facing his cousin Davey Cash and Amanda Fox recently. And of course IW, just back from his clavicle injury and pissed off at the world. And the way he looked at me, maybe me.
You know what? That's one person to whom you shouldn't spread your personal and political bias towards.
I would agree, wholeheartedly.
No IRL jokes, please.
Side headlock by Shady Shay Cash. Very surprising how much control Shady Shay Cash has had of the big man.
Well, he's got a little bit of leverage on his size. He can throw his weight around. This is probably one of the first times I've seen an even matchup involving the Irish Warrior.
Shady Shay Cash still with that side headlock. IW trying to break it. Now going with just the classic shots to the gut there. Off the ropes, IW goes for a shoulder tackle.
Ain't nobody moving.
Cash. No way. There comes another one. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Both men are far too fresh and they're far too with it.
Wow. Irish Warrior tried for the shoulder tackle and couldn't do it.
Not a stagger out of one of them.
This is incredibly evenly matched. And you wouldn't expect it when you just go by the stats of both of these guys. Off the ropes, an Olay pass by Shady Shay. Another shoulder tackle.
There it is. There it is. Now we have our question answered. Who's going to break first?
Does Miss Lynn have a riding whip? She does.
I'm not quite sure what she's planning on doing with that, but okay.
You've known a girl or two to use one of those.
Not without having paid for it. Nonetheless, folks, Irish Warrior has his knee taken out from underneath him by Shady Shay. Shady move, but smart on his behalf.
Working the leg, always a good decision. Keeping the big man on the ground. Here's a cover, 1, 2, and a kick out by the Irish Warrior.
That was a rather tight wrap-up that he had.
Leg drop
pin.
right onto the knee.
Oh, and look at how he's contorting the leg. That is a very, very smart move on behalf of Shady Shay.
It's almost like a sitting step over toe hold, if you really think about it, to set up to the figure 4. And almost an ankle lock as well. Just the torque on the knee and the ankle.
And from our view, folks, from what I'm looking at, Massey's 100% right. He could really do some major damage, but Irish Warrior just seems to have broken the hold with a few strikes to the neck.
But still grounded because of all the work on the knee and the ankle by Shady Shay. I thought he was going to go for a Goran stomp, and he did not.
Now utilizing the ring ropes.
No water in the pool.
Oh, man, he just broke his ass.
And on a Saturday night, that's not going to be a good thing in certain districts.
Including the red light.
Again, going back to the knee and keeping the big man down. Very sound strategy by Shady Shay Cash.
Yeah, but the big guy's right near the ropes, and I think Miss Lynn is trying to motion that to him. He is not that far, and that's it, folks. You got to break the hold. We've got a rope break here.
Moshe getting to about a 2 count. When Shady Shay broke, here's a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by the Irish Warrior, who's in a lot of pain right now.
I have not seen him in this kind of predicament since before Dynasty.
Now just slamming the knee down. Shady Shay Cash is very methodical, very slow with how he's breaking down the Irish Warrior. And again, going to that version of an ankle lock and almost a step over toe hold.
It seems as if he's been watching footage, really surveying the competition here at Renegade before jumping into the fire. I commend him for that.
Irish Warrior trying to break the hold. And you wonder, I'd say for about a solid 4 minutes, Shady Shay Cash has been in almost total control of the Irish Warrior. He can't even get to his feet.
And the idea right here on the behalf of the big man is to literally throw his weight at Shady Shay, and he can't even hold his weight up right now.
Shady Shay Cash now taking a moment to survey his damage and going for a senton, it looks like, to the knee. And here's a cover. Nope, he's just going to flat out mount Shady Shay Cash. Ended up being a 2 count, but I thought IW was going to go for maybe some strikes. And there they are. Forearms back and forth to Shady Shay Cash. Shady Shay Cash going to the knee again. Still trying to break down that busted wheel on the Irish Warrior.
I gotta be honest, man, just sitting here watching this, I'm kind of chewing on my pen right now, cringing at the fact that he just keeps tearing at that knee.
And now a big boot out of nowhere.
Desperation move.
That was with the damaged wheel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That's, oh man. And his foot is on the ropes, just breaking that count right there.
IW sweeping, but he never broke the pinfall. Moshe saying he'll allow it to another 2 count.
Rob, you think he's going to be able to get up to his feet? I mean, look at the way he threw it.
I mean, you can see the Irish Warrior riling in pain right now. He's using the top rope to basically leverage himself, trying to get blood circulating again. And he's limping severely to Shady Shay Cash.
Oh man, a strong wind would take out the Giant right now.
And a big club by Shady Shay Cash again, the forearms. And a big, almost a Polish hammer, it was a spinning back fist actually. And a clothesline takes down the Giant.
There's the opportunity he's looking for. We've got a cover.
1, 2, and nope, Irish Warrior kicks out.
Nonetheless, with that formerly injured shoulder, he throws his body up off the mat.
And you know what? I mean, I've only been in a handful of matches recently, but you need your legs to kick out. So that's more torque on the knee every time the Irish Warrior has to kick out of a pinfall.
Just further damaging that knee as this match goes on.
I think that poking that Miss Lynn is doing goes for about $50 a night.
Either which way, she's got Shady Shay Cash distraculated, and he's not watching what's going on here in the ring. And a club to the stomach, delivered by IW.
That was a high-angle hip toss. Would you say it's shoulder toss since it's about shoulder height?
Either which way, that was a mighty high fall for a mighty big man.
Irish Warrior starting to get a little bit of feeling back in that busted wheel. And again, the big boot, and you can see he's in a lot of pain. Second big boot. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. That does it. The Irish Warrior, busted wheel and all, seals the deal against Shady Shay Cash. And you know what? He looked angry when he came out. He looks even more pissed now.
Yeah, just don't make any direct eye contact as they walk by.
You know, right into our camera.
Look at the notes. You know, either which way, the Irish Warrior remains undefeated since his return here at Renegade Wrestling Alliance. Of course, with a little bit of help from Miss Lynn.
A little poking and prodding never really hurt anybody.
Absolutely not.
Unless you paid for that.
Still, at that point, it's consensual poking.
Not that we know anything about that.
No.
Nothing.
Professional paid promiscuity. I know nothing of. Looking at my notes. I'm looking at my notes as they're walking away, and right. We're somewhat in the clear. Shady Shay Cash, I gotta say, man, you know, Rob, he didn't win the match, but
he looked good.
Yeah, he really did.
Sound strategy to you have a guy that's taller than you and much stronger than you, or at least equal strength, and to constantly go after that knee, take the big man down for the majority of that match. I mean, the Irish Warrior won, but he didn't look good in the win because he was so busted up with that leg.
A desperation move on the behalf of his manager enabled him to seal the deal and close out for the victory. But Shady Shay Cash definitely got his shots in, looked very good, and gave the Irish Warrior the better run for his money that I've seen in a while. I think management should consider a rematch. I'm not stepping on toes, but
it's one of those good losses.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You go up against somebody, you're punching above your weight, and you lose, but you look good in doing it, and that will go a long way for Shady Shay Cash in the near and further future for RWA.
Holding his own in this matchup has allowed him to make somewhat of an impression here at Renegade. I believe now it's been about, 2 months since his debut, Rob?
Yeah, I would say about 2 months.
So, I mean, already here about 2 months, making some impressions, making a few waves. Who knows? We could possibly see him in a Hype Championship title picture.
And you know what? Just to talk about parts of the show that I've seen, Frank the Crank and Shady Shay Cash both look spectacular tonight on Hype to make a push towards Thanksgiving Throwdown.
That's right, folks. Rob alludes to something very important. On November 9th, the Renegade Wrestling Alliance returns to the Varnum Continental Armory in East Greenwich, and where we will be hosting Thanksgiving Throwdown. And, I would imagine that Shady Shay and Frank the Crank will be there in action. I don't have any matches in front of me, folks. That's still being decided upon management, but we will keep you informed, so stay tuned for all news and updates.
Yeah, if anything, they could be in the actual Throwdown match, which will get you the winner and number one contender spot for the Triple Crown Championship at Dynasty.
Always something at stake, folks, and I mean, the Triple Crown Championship is something that everyone wants their hands on, but currently right now, JT Dunn is the one who has his hands on it, and that man, although he didn't have our title up at defense, held his own up against Michael Elgin at Beyond Wrestling last week. And Rob, you weren't there, but man, oh man.